Take a look around this room. Really look. Every person sitting next to you, every person in this building, and every person you've ever admired in your life has one thing in common. They are all in a desperate, silent war for their own minds. We live in a world that is louder than it has ever been. We are the most connected generation in human history, yet we are the most fractured. We are spread thin, stretched like a rubber band that is about to snap, trying to be everything to everyone at all times. And I'm here today to tell you that the most revolutionary thing you can do, the most powerful, life-changing decision you can make right now, is to simply stop. Stop letting the world dictate where your eyes go. Stop letting the noise drown out the signal. Because the truth is, your life is not defined by what you start, it is defined by what you finish. Your greatness is not hidden in your ability to multitask. It's hidden in your ability to focus on one single thing until the world around you disappears. Think about a magnifying glass. If you hold it over a pile of dry leaves and move it around constantly, nothing happens. You can do that for hours, for days, for years, and you'll just have a pile of leaves and a tired arm. But the moment you hold that glass perfectly still, the moment you channel all that scattered sunlight into one tiny microscopic point, something incredible happens. You create fire. That is what focus does to your life. It takes the scattered energy of your talent, your dreams, and your ambitions, and it turns them into a force that can burn through any obstacle. But why is it so hard? Why does it feel like we are fighting an uphill battle just to get 10 minutes of deep work done? It's because we have been conditioned to crave distraction. We have become addicted to the ping, the buzz, and the notification. We have traded our long-term legacy for short-term hits of dopamine. We are building our lives on the shifting sands of other people's opinions and trivial updates, while the solid rock of our true potential sits untouched and ignored. I want you to imagine your mind as a palace. Every time you check a random email, every time you scroll through a feed out of boredom, every time you let a quick question interrupt your deep work, you are letting a stranger walk right through your front door and start rearranging the furniture. You are letting them steal the most valuable thing you own. You can always make more money. You can usually find more resources. But you will never, ever get back the last 5 minutes of your life. When you lose focus, you aren't just losing time. You are losing pieces of your soul. You are teaching yourself that your goals don't matter as much as the world's distractions. You are telling your dreams to wait in the hallway while you entertain the trivialities of the moment. It is time to stop being a polite host to every distraction that knocks. It is time to lock the door. Staying focused is not about having a special gift or a superpower. It is a choice. It is a series of small, often painful choices made every single day. It's the choice to stay in the chair when your legs want to run. It's the choice to keep your eyes on the page when your phone is screaming for attention. It's the choice to say, "I'm not available to the world," so that you can be fully available to your purpose. I know it's uncomfortable. I know that silence can be terrifying because when the world goes quiet, you're forced to listen to your own thoughts. You're forced to face the fears and the doubts that distraction usually helps you ignore. But that discomfort is where the growth is. That silence is where the ideas are. That focus is where your real life begins. You were not put on this earth to be a professional consumer of other people's content. You were put here to be a creator. You were put here to solve problems, to build things, to love people, and to leave a mark. None of that happens in the shallow water of distraction. It only happens when you are willing to dive deep. It only happens when you decide that your why is bigger than your right now. Think about the people you admire, the athletes, the scientists, the artists, the leaders. When they are in the zone, they aren't thinking about the crowd. They aren't thinking about their social media following. They aren't thinking about what they're going to eat for dinner. They are one with the task. The basketball player doesn't see the thousands of fans. They see the rim. The surgeon doesn't hear the beeping of the monitors. They see the vessel. That state of flow is the highest high a human being can experience. It is the peak of our existence. And the only price of admission to that state is focus. You have to be willing to pay that price. You have to be willing to be boring for a while. You have to be willing to be out of the loop. Because while everyone else is busy being busy, you will be busy being effective. While everyone else is running in circles, you will be moving in a straight line toward your destination. It's not about how fast you're going, it's about how much of you is actually present in the journey. If you are 50% focused, you are only 50% alive. I am asking you today to choose to be 100% here. I am asking you to reclaim your mind. So, how do we actually do it? How do we take this idea of focus and turn it into a living, breathing reality in a world that wants us to stay scattered? It starts with a hard truth. You have to stop waiting for the mood to strike you. If you only work when you feel focused, you are giving your power away to your emotions. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. They come and go like the wind. But discipline is a decision. Focus is a system you build, not a feeling you find. You have to treat your focus like an elite athlete treats their body. You wouldn't expect to run a marathon while wearing lead boots, so why do you expect to achieve greatness while your mind is bogged down by 1,000 open tabs? You need to audit your life with a cold, hard gaze. Look at your morning. Do you wake up and immediately hand your brain over to the world by checking your phone? Do you let the anxieties of 100 different people flood your mind before you've even had a cup of coffee? If you do, you've already lost the battle for the day. You've started your day in a reactive state, and once you start reacting, it is almost impossible to start creating. You have to win the first hour. You have to protect the beginning of your day like it's a sacred ritual. Use that time to set your intention. Use that time to do the hardest thing on your list, the thing you're most afraid of, the thing you've been procrastinating on. Because once you conquer that one thing, the rest of the day belongs to you. The secret to staying focused isn't about doing more, it's about doing less. It's about the power of one task, 1 hour, one goal. We have been lied to. We've been told that being busy is the same thing as being productive. It's not. Busyness is often just a form of laziness. Lazy thinking and indiscriminate action. It's easy to fill your day with emails, meetings, and minor chores. It makes you feel like you're doing something. But at the end of the day, when you lay your head on the pillow, you feel empty because you know you didn't actually move the needle. You just ran on a treadmill. Focus is the courage to stop running on the treadmill and start walking toward the mountain. It means looking at your to-do list and crossing off the bottom 80% so you can give your absolute best to the top 20. It's about quality over quantity. If you want to stay focused, you have to embrace the beauty of the deep work session. You need to carve out blocks of time where the world cannot reach you. No phone, no internet, no interruptions. Just you and the work. In those moments, you aren't just completing a task, you are sharpening your soul. You are teaching your brain how to go deep. And let me tell you, once you experience the power of 90 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus, you will never want to go back to the shallow end of the pool. But let's be real for a second. We all have that voice in our head. You know the one. The voice that whispers, "This is too hard." The voice that says, "Just one quick check of the news won't hurt." The voice that tells you that you aren't good enough to finish what you started. Staying focused is a constant negotiation with that inner critic. When you feel that urge to distract yourself, I want you to stop and ask yourself, what am I running away from? Usually, we seek distraction because we are afraid of the challenge in front of us. We are afraid that if we give our all and fail, it will mean something about our worth. So we distract ourselves as a defense mechanism. We play small so we don't have to risk failing big. But I'm here to tell you that the risk of distraction is far greater than the risk of failure. Failure is a teacher, distraction is a thief. Failure gives you data, distraction steals your time. You have to learn to sit with the boredom and the frustration. You have to learn to breathe through the itch to check your phone. That itch is just your brain trying to escape the hard work of growing. Don't let it escape. Sit in the fire. Stay in the room. The breakthrough you are looking for is hiding right behind the boredom you are trying to avoid. And let's talk about the physical side of focus, because your mind does not live in a vacuum. It lives in a body. If you are dehydrated, if you are living on junk food, if you haven't moved your body in days, your focus will suffer. You cannot drive a high-performance car on cheap fuel and expect it to win a race. Your brain consumes a massive amount of your body's energy. If you want to stay focused, you have to respect the biology of focus. Get your sleep. Drink your water. Take a walk outside. We often think that taking a break is a sign of weakness, but a strategic break is a tool of the masters. There is a difference between a distraction and a recovery. A distraction is mindless scrolling that leaves you feeling more tired than before. A recovery is a walk in the sun, a few minutes of deep breathing, or a conversation with a friend that recharges your battery. Learn the difference. Use your breaks to fuel your focus, not to drain it. You are a human being, not a battery that stays at 100% until it suddenly dies. You have cycles. Learn to work with your cycles, not against them. When your energy is high, tackle the monsters. When your energy is low, do the laundry of your life. But never, ever confuse the two. I want you to think about your why. Why do you want to be focused? Is it to provide for your family? Is it to prove the doubters wrong? Is it because you know you have a gift that the world needs? When your why is strong enough, the how becomes easy. Focus becomes a natural byproduct of your passion. If you find yourself constantly distracted, it might be because you haven't connected your daily tasks to your ultimate purpose. You have to bridge that gap. You have to see the connection between the boring spreadsheet you're working on and the dream life you're building. Every keystroke, every page turned, every minute of focus is a deposit into the bank of your future self. When you lose focus, you are essentially stealing from the person you are meant to become. You are robbing your future self of the success they deserve. Don't do that to yourself. You've worked too hard to get here. You've overcome too much to let a shiny object or a social media post derail your destiny. You are the architect of your attention. You are the master of your moments. As we enter this final stretch of our time together, I want you to look beyond the next hour or the next day. I want you to look at the horizon of your entire life. We often think that focus is something we do just to get through a workday or to pass an exam, but the truth is far more profound. How you spend your attention is, quite literally, how you spend your life. When you look back 20, 30, or 50 years from now, you won't remember the thousands of hours you spent looking at a screen without a purpose. You won't remember the trivial arguments or the celebrity gossip. You will remember the things you built, the people you loved, and the moments when you were truly, deeply present. A life without focus is a life that is lived in a blur. It is a life that passes by like a landscape seen from a high-speed train, vague, unreachable, and ultimately forgotten. But a life lived with focus is a life of vivid color and sharp edges. It is a life of substance. Every time you choose focus over distraction, You are choosing to actually experience your existence rather than just letting it happen to you. You are choosing to be the author of your story rather than just a character in someone else's script. Think about the legacy you want to leave. No one's eulogy ever praised them for being great at checking notifications. No one is remembered for their ability to stay up to date with every passing trend. We remember the people who were obsessed. We remember the people who had a vision and refused to blink. We remember the ones who stayed in the laboratory until the light came on, the ones who stayed on the practice field until the sun went down, and the ones who stayed at the bedside of a loved one when the rest of the world was too busy to care. Focus is the ultimate expression of love and respect. Respect for your work, respect for your time, and respect for the people in your life. When you are with someone, be with them. Give them your focus. That is the greatest gift you can offer in a world that is constantly trying to pull you away. When you are working on your craft, give it your focus. That is how you honor the talent you were given. There is a sacredness in concentration. There is a dignity in giving your absolute all to a single point of intention. I know it's not easy to maintain this. I know that as you leave this room, the world is waiting for you with its teeth bared, ready to bite into your time. Your phone will buzz in your pocket before you even reach the exit. Someone will ask for just a minute of your time, and that minute will turn into an hour. The old habits will call out to you like old friends, whispering that it's okay to slack off just this once. But I want you to remember the feeling of this moment. I want you to remember the clarity you feel right now. You have to be a warrior for your own peace. You have to be willing to be misunderstood. People might call you distant, they might call you intense, or they might not understand why you aren't responding to every message within seconds. Let them. Their misunderstanding is a small price to pay for your mastery. You aren't here to win a popularity contest based on your responsiveness. You are here to change your world through your results. The most successful people I know are often the hardest people to reach in the short term because they are busy doing the work that makes them reachable to the world in the long term. I want to challenge you to a new way of living. I want you to start seeing your focus as your superpower. In an age where everyone is distracted, the person who can focus for 3 hours straight is a king among peasants. You have a competitive advantage that cannot be bought, only earned. While your competition is checking their likes and followers, you are sharpening your skills. While the rest of the world is drowning in information, you are starving for wisdom. While everyone else is wide and shallow, you are narrow and deep. That depth is where the gold is. That depth is where the breakthroughs live. You don't need more tips or more apps to stay focused. You need a higher standard for yourself. You need to decide that good enough is the enemy of the great, and that busy is the enemy of the best. From this day forward, I want you to protect your focus like it's the last drop of water in a desert. Because in the desert of mediocrity, your focus is the only thing that will lead you to the oasis of excellence. As we close, I want you to realize that you are capable of far more than you have ever asked of yourself. That wandering mind of yours, it is a wild horse with incredible power, and you are the rider. You have spent too long letting the horse lead you wherever it wants to go, through the weeds and into the mud. Today, you take the reins. Today, you pull back and point that power in one direction. It will be a struggle at first. The horse will buck. It will resist. But as you stay firm, as you keep your eyes on the goal, the horse will begin to trust you. It will begin to run with a speed and a grace you never thought possible. You will move across the terrain of your life with a sense of purpose that will make others stop and stare. They will ask you how you did it. They will ask you what your secret is. And you will look at them and say, I just stopped looking away. Go out there and be the person who finishes. Be the person who dives deep. Be the person who cares enough about their dream to give it their undivided attention. The world doesn't need more people who are kind of interested in maybe doing something eventually. The world needs you, the fully awake, fully focused, fully committed version of you. Your time is now. Your focus is your flame. Don't let the wind blow it out. Hold it high, keep it steady, and let it light the way to the life you were born to live. You have the strength. You have the tools. Now, for the love of everything you hold dear, stay focused. Stay the course. Don't look left, don't look right, and don't look back. Look straight ahead at the person you are becoming, and don't stop until you arrive. The journey is long, the distractions are many, but the reward is a life of no regrets. You've got this. Now go and show the world what a focused human being can truly achieve.